Hey, this is Mad Movie Mark of the Mad Movie Mark Movie Review. Thank you for joining me as I review the 1937 romantic short comedy A Day in the Country.
Oh, ce qui peut être énervant celui-là.
Hey, well, hold on. I hope that I'm not that bad. Hopefully, you can find at least something that you like with me and with my review. If this is your first time joining me, I'm reviewing every movie in this book, The 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die. A Day in the Country was directed by Jean Renoir. This is my third Renoir film that I have ever seen. It's probably my favorite, though that's not saying a whole lot because I really did not like the other two that I've seen. Those other two were Boudreaux Saved from Drowning and The French Can-Can. Now, I will say for this list, the next movie that I need to review is The Grand Illusion, which I think is considered his greatest film. And then the last film from the 30s will be The Rules of the Game. So by the end of the 30s, I will have watched 5 of his films, and I will probably have a better idea as to if I like him or not. Now, this is seen as a perfect example of Renoir's style. It has naturalistic acting, fluid camera movements, and deep emotional realism. It's also associated with poetic realism. It combines everyday settings with lyrical, melancholic storytelling, and it captures the fleeting happiness and sadness of missed opportunities, which is kind of what you see in the last, I want to say 5-10 minutes of the movie, which for me is the best part. I wasn't really into it until the last few minutes, and then that's really what made this movie for me. It also has innovative, naturalistic filmmaking. It was shot mostly outdoors using natural lighting and weather, and it gave the movie an unusually spontaneous, almost documentary-like feeling, which was not normal during the 1930s. And production was disrupted because of bad weather and other issues. It is only 40 minutes long. There are stories that it's only 40 minutes because of these bad weather issues, but I've also heard that the film was only ever meant to be a short, and there were only a couple of scenes that were not filmed. So in essence, most of the film was created. I also read that this movie was made in 1937, but wasn't released until the 40s. So I'm not sure why the book has this in the 30s, but that's what we're going to go with. Now, there's not a whole lot of plot to this film, being only 40 minutes long. We have a family of 4. There is a father, a mother, a daughter, and then the future son-in-law is also here. Now, they are on a trip in the country, just enjoying themselves, lazing near the riverbanks and out in the fields and the meadows and swinging on swings and doing stuff you would do in open fields, I guess, when these two people, one of which is extremely creepy, and the other one which is fairly normal but also seems to be a bit depressed. They see the youngest daughter, or the only daughter, I guess, swinging on a swing, and the creepy one thinks that he can have a shot with her, so he wants to kind of lure her away from the family and essentially have sex with her, is what he wants to do. Now, that leaves the other guy without a mate. So the other guy decides that he can stomach having relations with the mother. So they each decide that they're going to take one of these women, they're going to lure them out of the family dynamic, and they're going to have sex with them. That's pretty much what they want to do. So they own these skiffs, these boats, and they lure the father and the future son-in-law away from their family by giving them fishing rods and telling them to go fish. Basically, like, here's a couple bucks, go see a movie type of thing. So they take the fishing rods and they go fish. And while they're doing that, these two gentlemen decide to take the wife and the daughter out on these boats. Now, there's a bit of a plot twist here because the creepy guy is the one who wants to have relations with the daughter. But the daughter is more interested in being around his friend, who is the kind of depressed one. So they decide that they're going to switch mates. The depressed guy is going to take the daughter, and the creepy guy is going to take the mother, and that is how they pair up. Now, the creepy guy and the mother, it's implied I'm assuming that they go off and have sex somewhere. You see them on the boat, and you see them like laughing with each other and having fun and kind of joking around. You would assume that he completes his mission and does what he sets out to do, but we mostly follow the depressed guy and the daughter. Now, he gets her into like this wooded area, it's more like a marshy area, I guess. And they sit down and they kind of look at the birds and look at nature. And he tries to put some moves on her, and she at first resists. She does not want to succumb to his manly wiles, but eventually she does succumb, and they do have sex in this field. And then we fast forward a couple of years later. The daughter has actually married the son, the guy who was supposed to be the son-in-law. So she has not had a relationship further with this depressed guy. She has married the person who she came to the country with. But there's a chance meeting between her and the depressed guy. They go back to this field together and they meet each other, and they realize that they are still in love. They both say that they think about that day all the time and that it's all they think about. But that was not to be what their love would not happen. They were just kind of two ships passing in the night. And it's the missed opportunities that they had. If they had known each other at some other point before she was engaged to this other guy, maybe it would have happened. But she married the man that she was engaged to. And that's basically the entire movie. I was a bit worried by the beginning because Bordeaux saved from drowning, to me, it involves rape in that movie, essentially. And it's definitely a partner who is not willing to have sex. It is a rape scene in that film. But eventually, the woman who is raped realizes that she wasn't getting it from her husband, and she loved being raped. It was like the greatest thing ever. She comes away from it a new woman, basically, because she was raped by Bordeaux. Which I thought was going to happen here. I was a little worried about this, that this girl, she was very innocent, that she was going to end up getting raped, and that she wasn't going to be a willing participant, and that she was going to come on the other end of this more happy and excited and jubilant that she was raped, and that it was the greatest day of her life. But ultimately, she ended up, it seemed like she ended up wanting to have this occur. Maybe she was looking for some excitement in her life also. I don't know. Maybe she felt like this was sort of the missed opportunity as well. But it did feel like she was a willing participant, which made me feel better about it. It wasn't a Bordeaux situation. And at the end, you really do feel like these are two people who could have been together. He was not a creepy man. He was someone who was looking for love. He was someone who was looking for a relationship. He was someone who was looking for that special person in his life, and he found it. It was just at the wrong time. And she doesn't seem like she's too in love at the end of the movie with the person that she decided to be with. And this was probably her great love as well, and it just didn't happen. And it's very sad. It's a very sad ending, but I would say the ending is kind of what saved this movie for me. Otherwise, it was kind of boring, and like I said, there was this worry in me throughout the entire film that she was just going to get raped, and that it wasn't going to be something that she wanted to do. But anyway, I thought this film was good. It has great cinematography. The natural scenes in this film on the lake, in the country, it's just amazing. The camera work is great. It's held up really well for a film from the 1930s, especially a film that was marred by bad weather, and you would never have known that watching it. It's just, I'm assuming it's been remastered throughout the years, because it just looks really good. The film quality is fantastic. The music is great. The acting, I don't think there's any prominent actors, although I don't know a lot of French actors. This is a French film. I only know Jean Gabin, really. And so I didn't recognize anyone here, but they all did really well. Great directing. really good for a 40-minute film. I mean, I've seen some 40-minute films that make no sense. The plot line's pretty thin. It doesn't go anywhere. But I thought this was good. I give it an 8 out of 10, which is my highest that I've given one of his films so far. So thank you. I hope you join me next time when I review a movie called The Grand Illusion. Have a great day.